We're in Matthew chapter 7 this week, talking about, or looking at Jesus' words about building a house on a solid foundation. Last 2 days, we've talked about the importance of hearing His word and also the importance of putting that word into practice as it guides us through life. And yesterday at the end, I don't know if you remember, but I said, you do those things, hear His word, and put it into practice, and in the end, you won't crash. But that doesn't mean that our journey through life is easy. It doesn't mean that we won't sometimes feel beaten up on, because there are any number of things in life that can make us feel that way. I want to share with you one example of somebody who recently felt that way. It was a while back that on the social media rounds, there was a picture that was, at least locally where I live, it was a picture that was shared of hospital front doors, the front doors of a hospital. And the picture was shared by a dad named Dan. And along with the picture of the hospital front doors, he also wrote a message. And I'm going to read some of that message to you. It goes like this. He says, I have loved these doors and hated these doors. I loved these doors when my wife and I walked through them for the first time to meet our son. I hated these doors when I walked through them for his 20 surgeries. I loved them when we walked back out after the surgeries. I hated them for the 180-plus mile trip for a single 10-minute checkup. The other day, walking through them again with my son, I have lost count how many times over the past 8 years we've made this trip. I was struck with a different feeling. Guilt. I'm not sure where it came from, but I realized I need to apologize. To every child that has walked in through these doors but never walked back out again, I'm sorry. To every parent that has walked in through these doors with their child but left through these doors empty-handed, I am sorry. He went on to thank the various members of the hospital staff for being there for him and his wife and his son, but really he wrote that and posted that because he wanted to apologize for not knowing how it feels to carry some of this world's heaviest burdens alone. And truly, not everyone knows that pain. But if you do, you're not the only one. Jesus felt it too, except he wasn't standing outside some hospital doors. He was hanging on a cross of punishment and shame. And not after making a 180-mile drive, but after a whip and some fists and some nails left him bruised and bloodied and barely alive. And he didn't walk into that pain holding the hand of anyone, but instead carrying the full weight of all of our regrets and all of our guilt and all of our sins. And then he died carrying that weight. He died all alone, so that you could walk through life knowing that you will never be alone as you carry your burdens, and your pain, so that you could walk through life knowing the answer to the question, does God give me the right to feel forgiven, to feel loved, to know that I am a dearly loved child of God whose heart will one day be perfectly refreshed in the abundance of heaven? I can find so many passages in the Bible where God clearly gives you that right, and you can too. And that's what Jesus talks about in Matthew chapter 7 when he says, the rains can come down, the streams can rise, the winds can blow and beat against the house, but you're not going to fall because it has its foundation on the rock. A rock who is always there for you.
Thanks so much for watching this video. If you're often on the go and don't have time to watch, but you have time to listen, click here and you can get the audio version right to a podcast so you can still stay connected to Jesus.